In this video, Dan Moorhead of Pantera Capital highlights the impressive price fluctuations of Bitcoin, noting its rise to 90 plus thousand dollars and a staggering 1,000-fold increase since the launch of his Bitcoin fund. Dan cites Bitcoin's historical average growth of nearly double each year for over a decade and expresses strong confidence in its future stability and potential market capitalization of $15 trillion, which is driven by rising institutional interests from major financial firms.
30,000, and this was the launch of the first institutional vehicle for Bitcoin.
Yeah, the first crypto fund in the U.S.
First crypto fund, and 1,000 times was passed, and now it's 30% above the 1,000 times at this point.
Still early, though. I think the median institutional ownership of blockchain is zero. Most institutions have zero exposure, and even the ones that are really progressive, really been working on it, have 1 or 2% of their allocation to blockchain. So I think we still have a couple more decades to go.
You've put that 95% of financial wealth has no investments in blockchain whatsoever.
They have no material investments. Some people have 20 basis points, 30 basis points, but ultimately I think it'll be an asset class with 8% investment.
So you would date the regulatory headwinds, you would say that goes back 15 years, basically, and now it's actually, are they tailwinds now?
I think so. I think most people in the industry just want clarity. They want rules written down so they can follow them, and it seems like the president-elect has a much more direct approach to promoting regulatory clarity. And if you think about it, the U.S. was very instrumental in making the internet happen in the United States. The U.S. government built the internet and then provided all kinds of regulatory safe harbors, and all the largest internet companies in the free world are in the U.S. In blockchain, it's the polar opposite. 93% of protocols are based, 93% of the market cap is based outside the United States. It'd be great to have that flow back. And
you call Trump the first pro-blockchain U.S. president in office.
Does
he? Really?
Yeah, he bought cheeseburgers with Bitcoins. First time a head of state of the United States has done that.
You have heard about a possible strategic reserve. You think that that's a possibility or a probability?
I think there are two versions of that. One is the president-elect has said that he will not sell the Bitcoins the U.S. already owns. The United States already owns 1% of the world's Bitcoins. That seems easier to do than getting passage to buy additional Bitcoins. But I think it's a great strategy. The U.S. is the reserve currency of the world, so we don't have another currency to save our reserves in. So saving in Bitcoin would be a great strategic move.
Did this come easy for you? I mean, were you a baby cub? Were you a cub, a tiger cub?
Tiger cub.
And suddenly you're a crypto maven. Was it hard initially? Or so many people still resist. They still think it's Beanie Babies.
No, and that's why I'm still so bullish. That so many people are still so skeptical. And I was looking back at my notes. In 2016, I did 170 investor meetings all around the world trying to raise money for Bitcoin and crypto. We raised $1 million.
Oh, man.
What did you read that convinced you? Because I watch people on our air, people that work for this company, saying there's no reason to believe that it's any store of value. And it's funny, they come up with the same old argument that it's not backed by anything. Yeah. As if anything that has been used for money, once we got off the gold standard, nothing's backed by anything. It's money. That's a characteristic of money. It's
used backed by the full faith and credit of the U.S. government.
Not really. Not when you can issue as many as you want. It's not backed by any. It's paper. It's fiat. It's much less. Money itself for 4,000 years has represented. There's certain characteristics that Bitcoin has 6 of them. Does it not? Is it even better than gold?
Yeah, no, it's better than gold, paper money, Visa, MasterCard, all of these things. And that's why it's such a great trade. But the intrinsic value stories, is, if you think about it, the intrinsic value of a Jackson Pollock is $40. But Jackson Pollock paintings have an 80-year track record of appreciating.
Well, now you sound like greater fool theory.
No.
But blockchain, because we know all the reasons. We've heard all the reasons why it is, because it's decentralized and it's a distributed ledger and it can't be double counted. I mean, there's a lot of reasons why it's, there's a tangible amount, can't be destroyed. Can it be destroyed? What if you unplug the computer?
No, everyone has a copy of it. They just go on and keep
Right,
doing
every
new
single
version of it.
person
But what
that's
happens
ever
if
bought a
you lose your
Bitcoin.
wallet?
That's tricky. Some people have done that. Probably 10 or 15% of all Bitcoins have been lost. Actually, probably more. It was 13% a few years ago. But that argument is all about expected value. I wouldn't bet my entire life savings that Bitcoin's going to go up, but it's been averaging almost doubling every year for 11 years. What if it does it one more year, right?
Would you bet your life it's not going to zero?
I used to tell people it could definitely go to zero to try and be, conservative. I don't think it's possible now. 50 million people in the U.S. own it, 300 million people globally. BlackRock and Fidelity are selling it. Like it really has reached escape velocity.
But you're 745,000. I mean, I heard 13 million from Michael Saylor the other day.
I think it can go. It's going up 3 orders of magnitude since we launched our fund. I think it could go up a fourth, and that puts it at 15 trillion market cap, which it still seems relatively small versus 500 trillion of financial assets. That's doable.